Check. Good. Thank you. Morning, Bernie. Good. How are you, Bernie? You guys know Bernie? It's 40th year calling BU hockey. 40th. That's 40. That's double some of your ages. Oh, they do? 40. Bernie. Bernie's Angels. Okay. I like that. It's kind of fun. Oh, we're off to a rousing start on this Friday at the Frozen Four. Oh. State of Bernie. Special guest, yes. One topic, one question, 30-minute answer, guaranteed. That's all we need. We have a Jay or a Pat will win the national title for the first time. Never had a head coach with a first name of either Jay or Pat, so that'll be new. And 3 letters. Ooh, we didn't look up the 3-letter first names. Vic leads the way with 6. So, BU 12th national championship, won 5, lost 6. Probably the most memorable one in St. Paul, even though it was on the short end of the stick. Probably the most greatest championship game ever, perhaps. Hey.
Seen you too much.
I know. Good morning. Hi, guys. What more could possibly wonder after 12 hours have only elapsed since we've last seen the Terriers? Hopefully you guys got a little sleep. We'll just take it casually here and mix it between the coaches and players, and we'll shift from that if we need to. But let's just start over here. Identify yourself, affiliation each time, please.
Jackie Spiegel, the Philadelphia Inquirer. Jay, I was just wondering what you've seen from Devin Kaplan this year and his growth.
Yeah, I think he's come a long way this year. I think he's starting to figure out the way he needs to play to be effective. Like he's a power forward type player. He's very good at attacking the net. He's got to make sure he's good below the goal line, separating, being able to protect pucks, and getting to the net, and he's done a much better job with that. So he's trending in the right direction right now for us for sure.
Okay, here in the front.
Charlie DiMatteo, WTV Sports Coach. Last week you said to get over the hump of the semifinal, you're going to have to do the little things. What little things did you guys do last night to produce the victory?
Well, I thought we had a pretty good game plan going in. I thought we had a pretty good understanding of how Penn State was going to play, and we felt like we could expose them in some areas. I thought for the most part in the first 2 periods we did. I thought we got away from it a little bit in the third. We knew they were going to push. Like anytime you're trying to end a team season, it's going to be difficult. You know, they started getting pucks into our zone and started funneling everything to our net. Ended up capitalizing and scoring off one of those plays, and it gave them a little life. But overall, I thought our team bought into the way we needed to play to beat Penn State. I mean, it could have been, I think, a little more than 2-0. Their goalie made some pretty good saves. We had some pretty good chances, and they had a couple chances on, you know, they had a breakaway shorthanded, and our goalie played very well for us.
Over here, the right, left, rather.
Mitch Fink, Boston Hockey Blog, for either Ryan or Jack. Just how long do you guys let yourselves celebrate and enjoy the accomplishment of last night before turning the page to Western Michigan?
Ryan.
Yeah, you got to turn the page quick for sure, but you know, especially yesterday after the game, you try to enjoy the moment a little bit with the guys, and obviously it's a huge accomplishment in itself to be playing in a national championship game, but you know, we're definitely not satisfied as a group, and you know, we know that there's one more game to go, and we need to get the job done.
Jack?
Yeah, I mean, basically the same exact thing. You know, you kind of just try to enjoy the moment while it's there, and then, you know, now we're focused forward, and we're excited for the opportunity ahead of us.
How'd you guys do going to sleep last night? What time did you shut her down?
A little late.
Yeah, it wasn't too easy.
Tough to
No?
wind down
Like,
sometimes.
give us a range. What do you think?
1:30 maybe.
Yeah,
1 o'clock.
well,
Is that the answer for the coach sitting here?
a little bit later than we probably hoped, but
Yeah,
that's all
tough.
good.
Yeah. All right, Todd.
Todd Molesky with the USCHO. If there's a perfect game for you guys to play tomorrow to end up with the trophy, can you describe it for us? What does it look like if you guys play the game you want to play to win that game?
Yeah, I think we definitely need to use our speed and our skating. We're a really skilled team, a lot of fast players. So I think when we're able to, be good in transition and, when we're making plays in the offensive zone, I think that's, tough to contain. And I think that's when we're at our best. And obviously, Western's a heavier team, a more structured team. So I think if we can blend that, that skill and speed game in with a structured and physical game as well, similar to Cornell, I think we'll get a good result.
Okay, all right.
Mike McMahon, College Hockey News for Jay. I know last night you said, and I'm sure you spent so much of the week looking at Penn State, maybe there's not a lot of pre-scout on Western coming into last night, but don't know how much at this point you've gotten to see from them, what you think of their game, and also is there a team in the league that kind of plays the way they do that you think maybe has prepared you guys for this matchup tomorrow?
I obviously watched that whole game last night. We had a lot of time sitting there waiting for our game to start. They've had a terrific season. They're a really good team. They're a heavy team. They play with structure. They want to get pucks behind you, play below the goal line. They have some bigger bodies. They'll get to your net. Hockey East is obviously had a great year as a league. Some really good teams. A lot of different styles of teams. I don't know if there's one. UMass, Amherst maybe is a little bit similar, where they're heavy on pucks. They get to your net. They do a good job of keeping you away from their net. So I think they're a team that reminds me a little bit of Western, but Western plays a pro-style game. They're above the puck. They put pucks behind you. They do a really good job. So, we haven't looked at them yet as a group. We have a long day today. We'll probably look at some stuff later tonight, and then we have enough time tomorrow. But this time of year, it's really about making sure we're playing our game, and it's about winning your battles. It's about all the little things that go into winning hockey games, and that's what you need to do if you want to come out on top.
Good question, Mike. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, good one. Nice. Guys, you both played in the USHL. How'd that help you now in your college hockey career, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, the USHL was huge for me. I obviously spent 3 years in Chicago, and I like to say it was like one of my favorite times. But yeah, I mean, I think it prepared me for college hockey because, taking that next jump from U16, U15 to the USHL was huge for me. I mean, it's a completely different game, and then taking that step to college is another step. But I think you're more prepared for it. I think the USHL does a great job of preparing like young guys, young players to make that next jump. I think that's just the biggest thing is preparing guys.
You played Green Bay, right? Does that mean you're a Packers fan now?
Like, kinda. Like
Yes.
Not really. I don't know.
As a
I don't
Packers fan, I'm standing here. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your experience at Green Bay?
It was good. Loved Green Bay organization, coaches, the area. It was all really good, and similar to what Harv said, I think it's just like a really good developmental league. Making the jump from the USHL to college, I felt very ready, and I felt like a lot of guys I played against in the USHL were making the jump with me. So it helps seeing guys you've been playing against for a couple years make the jump with you. But yeah, overall, I love my time.
Cool. Right here in front on the left.
Gracie Davenport, Boston Hockey Blog for Ryan. You probably could have signed after last season, so what does it mean to be back at this stage, especially having taken it a step further?
Yeah, it was an option, but I felt like the best thing for me was to come back and play another year, and obviously losing those 2 Frozen Four games back-to-back years it leaves a bit of a sour taste in your mouth, and you want to come back and have another kick at the can, but like you said, the fact that we were able to get over the hump and win that semifinal game, and now we're playing for a national championship. It's it's the best possible scenario. So really excited.
Okay, right in front there.
For either Ryan or Jack.
Could you introduce yourself, please?
Mitch Fink, Boston Hockey Blog. For either Ryan or Jack, just obviously there was a ton of buy-in after that UConn game, especially. What is it that you hear from Coach that kind of makes you guys want to buy in specifically?
Who wants to take that one, boys? Jack?
Yeah, I can take it. I mean, we all just want to buy in for each other. Obviously, we listen to Coach, and obviously he's got all the great stuff. From his time playing here, and it's a lot of motivation and everything. But I think our biggest thing is just loving each other, loving everyone in the room, and loving the program. I think it's huge for us, and I think that contributes a lot to the buy-in that we've seen these last couple games, and the outcomes that we've been able to produce. And I think that's just been huge for our group.
Mitch, I think we have a special delivery for you. Is that right, Smitty? Brian Smith coming up. Mitch left some items in the press box. We got a call at 1 a.m. I forgot something in the press box, so just thought we'd deliver that to you special right here, Mitch. It's just for fun, Mitch. I mean, we all have left things, so it's okay. Who plays the music in the room? Who's in charge of the music?
Usually Jack Hughes or Devin Kaplan, one of the two.
Yeah, and what kind of jam you got going?
It's a little bit of everything, to be honest. Like usually, it's like EDM or rap music before games, unless Izzy wants a song request. It's usually country, but for the most part, probably EDM music.
All right, Adam, right here on the left.
Adam Woden, College Hockey News. First of all, you guys are killing me with those music choices these days. But, Coach, 30 years ago, if you can believe it, you guys won the national championship. I mean, the final game was kind of a little bit anticlimactic as just a fan watching it. But what for you guys? Do you remember your feelings as you were going through that? You guys were a big lead. Was it like weird, nervous, like just wanted to get the game over with? Do you remember what that was like?
It's a long time ago, but. Yeah, the thing I remember most, I think it was a 6-2 final, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah.
Something around there. So it wasn't like it was a tight game throughout. I think they came back and made it close, at least in the third, if I'm not mistaken. And then we kind of pulled away. The best memory for me from that championship was in Providence. It was the bus ride home. It was so much fun with your teammates, guys you spend so much time with day in and day out, your best friends. The bus ride was something I'll never forget. That's what you get at this level. It's different from the pro level. I've been fortunate to win there as well, but it's a different experience when you have guys, your peers are all the same age. You spend so much time together away from the rink, at the rink. So it's a really special moment, and something I'll never forget. It's one of the memories I have, even more so than like the celebration on the ice, was just that bus ride back to Boston after winning a national championship.
See what you got to look forward to, guys? No. Bus ride back. Oh, you're not bussing back from here, are you?
I hope not.
Todd.
Todd Muskie, USCHO. Jay, to twist that a different way, I know there's a big gap between the feeling of winning that last game and losing that last game. Can you kind of put that into words, how big that is and what the difference is, just knowing you've accomplished something versus knowing you were that close?
I don't really know how to put it into words. There's nothing better than winning, and there's nothing worse than losing. I've been on both sides of it. It's you really, when you lose, you think of everything that maybe you could have done different to help find a way to win a game. When you win, you're just so excited, right? It's just the feelings are so much different. I don't really know how to put it into words, to be quite honest with you.
Jim, in the back. Jim Conley. Yeah. Right here in the back. Oh, I thought you had your hand up. Oh, sorry, Jim. Okay. How are we doing? Are we good? Oh, right here in front? Okay.
Sam Robert Hagan, Boston Hockey Blog. Jay, were there any things last night that you felt your team could have done better and need to do better for tomorrow?
There's always things that you're looking for your team to do better, at some points. I just thought there were times when we didn't manage the puck very well, and that's for us when we do get ourselves in trouble. When we manage it well, you know, making the right decisions with the puck in certain areas of the ice, we're really good. I thought we got away from it a little bit at times last night. That's when we have issues as a team. There's going to be mistakes. That's different for me. There's going to be physical mistakes that happen, but it's the mental ones that are going to cost you. So we just got to make sure tomorrow that, you know, we're really limiting our turnovers, especially against a team that will take advantage of that.
How are we doing? Are we good with the players? Are we good in the whole? You guys got what you need? Good to see Brian Kelly here in the back too, by the way. BK. Guys, have a great day. Thanks. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. USA Hockey Arena. Yeah. Yeah. Minneapolis isn't bad in the summer or the winter. Somehow. I think they should. Why not? I like how you're thinking. Yeah, I know, you'd think, right? Got a team in the Frozen Four another time. 3 times in St. Louis. First 2 have been won by Michigan teams. Will it be a third? Let's see. The odds makers, I think, shouldn't get into that. The odds makers, yeah. I think they have B as a slight favorite. I don't think so. I do not believe it. What do we know? Yeah, right. The FanDuel. FanDuel 4, yeah. You guys are, I don't know. Does anybody out there remember John Barkin? Yeah. Yeah, because we lost him. He was young in his 30s in 2007, actually. And he gathered. He was a member of the media. He got a suite at the hotel every Frozen Four. And when the proceedings were over the day, everybody went there, and the bathtub was full and of beverages and media coaches back in the day. Yeah, Barkey. Yeah, God rest his soul. It brought people together. That's for sure. That was pretty cool. The Geyer Inn at 9 p.m. The Geyer Inn at 9 p.m. USCHO Barkin like party. The cameras aren't rolling in, are they? GEYERINN. Yes. Good morning. You having a little toast to Marvin this morning? Marvin's. Like, is that like a death kind of thing? Oh. Oh. Gifts? Oh. Yes, maybe a gift for Marvin each year, you mean? Like maybe a case. Does somebody want to get Marvin a case? A nice case instead of a plastic bag. Hi, guys. How are we doing today?
Good.
Awesome. Hi, first.
How we doing?
We're doing great. You?
Great. Yeah.
All right.
Glad to still be in town, you know.
Huh?
Just
Yeah.
glad to still be in town.
Yeah, exactly. And teams from Michigan have won the first 2 Frozen Fours here. So
Is that right?
Yes.
Well,
there you
I
go.
like that trend.
We are going to utilize the microphones, identify ourselves and affiliations each time, and take your questions. And let's mix it up here. And who wants to start? Todd? Okay.
Todd Molesky with USCHO. I guess start with you, Pat. If there's a difference you can put on coming in first and coming in second, can you just imagine how big that gap is and how much of a motivator that is to get there and leave with the trophy tomorrow night?
Well, obviously, winning is better. We're in this. We've earned the right to be in this moment. We've earned the right to play for the championship. So we're excited about that. And again, we're gonna focus on being the best version of Broncos we can, and not worry about outcomes until after the game.
All right, Connor.
Connor, you're good Detroit News. Grant, I feel like we've asked your brother a million times about his decision to come to Western Michigan, but from your side of things, the commitment over the summer, what was that process like, and what drew you to Western Michigan?
Yeah, so it was a late departure. I guess in the portal period of college hockey. So when our coach left Northern, we decided to look elsewhere, and the goal was for us to find a spot where we could play together. And we had a Zoom call with the coaching staff here at Western, and I've said it a lot, but from the moment we hopped on that Zoom call, we knew we wanted to come to Western. Seeing Western be in the NCAA tournament in the last few years, and we wanted to be, part of that group that got this team over the hump. And, our goal is to, we're not satisfied yet. Our goal is to get the job done tomorrow night.
Well, we need the mic back, Connor. Thanks.
All right, to follow up on that, I'm curious, the Zoom call, what about it drew you? Was it the energy? Was it the pitch? Like, what exactly was the selling point?
I would say it was a combination of a ton of things. Coach Firsch he's full of energy, and just got a pro feeling from that call. And, both of our goals is to ultimately play in the NHL. And with Firsch having experience of being at the highest level of hockey that there is, that was a big draw for us. And, like I said, we were sold from the moment we got on that call.
How many of you have been to War Road, Minnesota? Anybody out there? Yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, let's go.
One of the famous hockey cities really in our country. Grant, to talk about like growing up there and what it was like.
Yeah, War Road, Minnesota, small town, only 1,700 people. But a lot of college hockey players, a good amount of NHL players, TJ Oshie, Brock Nelson, to name a few. So to be able to follow in their footsteps, it's it's pretty cool. We have a wall back home of all the guys that have played Division I, and it's a pretty historic wall. So to be up there on that wall with them is certainly really cool. And we hope to add national champion to our names on that wall.
Cool. Jim. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Fish. Jim Connolly from U.S. College Hockey Online. If I could get everybody's perspective out there, looking at that crowd yesterday, I mean, the how loud it was. Could you put a perspective around what this could mean to bring this back to Lawson and the Lawson Lunatics?
Robbie.
Yeah, I mean, it would mean everything. You could just see the support that we had from past alumni. We got a ton of alumni here. The Lawson Lunatics, the students made the trip here. So just the overwhelming support that we have, and that's not just this weekend, but nightly basis, dating back to our first home game, and they travel on the road whenever we're on the road. So, there's a lot of buzz around Kalamazoo, and we're going to do our best to bring it back there.
Grant, what was it like out there last night?
It was awesome. It was so much fun. Just soaking it in, especially after Michael scored that overtime goal. Just looking up and, seeing all the support we had or have, it's a really cool moment, and we're really excited for tomorrow.
What was it like from the head coach's perspective?
Well, it's great. Obviously, the support we get every day in this program is incredible, not just from the community, but from the university. I'm not sure if everyone knows, our athletic director sponsored the students. So if you could make it down here, he covered their ticket. Pretty awesome thing. I'm sure most athletic directors are not willing to do, but ours does. He understands the importance of the support from our students, and certainly we're blessed with great alumni of all. A lot of them have come to the event as well.
Have you gotten through all your texts?
I'm a couple hundred short of getting through them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They seem to be building as fast as I can, but we love them coming in.
He'll be responding if you're listening out there.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. He's a little busy right now. All
Give
right,
me a day.
Jasmine.
Joshvina Shaw, College Hockey News. This is a stupid question because I've never been to the Upper Peninsula. I know I'm not allowed to say for anyone, but Pat, I guess for you, or if anyone can answer this question. Do you know how does one journey from Kalamazoo to St. Louis? I imagine it's not an easy trip to make.
Well, we're in the Lower Peninsula. It's a real easy journey to make.
Okay.
It's literally like 5 hours.
Let's just
We
forget
just take the highway to Chicago and
incredibly
55 down.
Okay, I'm not good at geography. I have a U.S. education. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we'll talk. We're 2 hours to Chicago, 2 hours to Detroit, right in the middle. Southwest Michigan. Well done.
This thing has gotten out of control here.
That was good. Yeah.
What is happening? Bernie? Oh.
Okay.
Adam.
I need to redeem college.
All right.
Adam Woden, College Hockey News coach. Speaking of the alumni, just that era you played. You look down the roster. There's 3 current NCAA Division I head coaches. There's NHL executives. There's assistant coaches. I mean, you name it. They're all here for the most part. How do you explain that from your time? I mean, was that Bill Wilkinson's?
Well, I mean, what I think it was is Coach Wilkinson was, a longtime coach of Western Michigan, for those that don't know, and a legendary figure in college hockey, and certainly a great leader. And I think one of, and we had also Mike Schaefer there as an assistant when who is now just a retired legendary Cornell coach. But what those guys did, and I think what we're trying to do here now is make sure that everyone loves the game. And when you love the game, you want to stay in it longer. And I think that's what we've all found is, if you can truly find something you love and make it your job, this is pretty great. And we've been lucky enough, a lot of us, myself included, alumni of that era, have found a home in hockey.
Awesome. Okay, Matt, up here in front.
Matt Wellens, the Duluth News Tribune. Pat, Scott Salmon was talking to us at the end of his season. He was talking about the importance of goaltending and what it can do for a program. Also said it can make a coach look pretty darn good. He brought up your team. He could have brought up his own past teams, but he brought up your team as an example of what goaltending can do. How big has that been on your guys' run here? And I know we've paid a lot of attention to Hampton recently, but Cameron's been pretty good for you guys as well.
Yeah, Cameron Rose 15-2 this year. He's had an exceptional season. Let's not forget that as well. And not only his play, but his leadership and his inclusiveness of Hampton, I think, is important to our success overall as a team for the entire year. Now, I think there's been a lot of good play in front of those goaltenders as well. Our defensive corps has done a great job of denying access to them, but when it has broken down, they've been there, and certainly it's something that we feel comfortable with either guy playing, and we know that they'll be there when we need them.
Who runs the music in the room, boys, by the way?
It's usually Tim Washi.
I will tell you, at the start of the year, I said this team has a chance. This is the best music of any college team I've ever been around. Fantastic.
What do we have? What kind of genre?
We country, rock, classic rock. I mean, the coaches enjoy it. We don't always get to say that, so it's pretty great.
All right. Back to you, Matt.
Matt Wellens, the News Tribune. Pat, follow up to that. Hampton, a 19-year-old freshman playing. I know this is all these guys' first Frozen Fours, but he's a 19-year-old freshman goalie on that stage. Didn't always see a lot of action there for a couple periods, but what stood out to you about his performance first time on the Frozen Four last night?
Well, what kind of stands out every time when Hampton plays is calm. And you're right. Obviously, they didn't have many shots early on. They made a push in the third and got a couple goals, but Hampton doesn't change. And he has that belief in himself from his preparation, and he doesn't approach the game like a young guy. He prepares every day. He reminds me of all the the NHLers I was around. He's preparing for success every day, and it certainly comes up at the biggest moments.
Todd, and then Jashvina to redeem herself.
Todd Molesky at USCHO. Grant, I wonder if you can describe what a perfect Western Michigan game looks like to win the championship tomorrow. Is there some elements of that you can give us that if things go your way and you're playing the way you want to play, what that game's going to look like?
Yeah, for sure. I would say there's no such thing as a perfect game, but us playing to the best of our ability, would be us just playing north. So we preach that, but what that is that's getting the puck going to the other opponent's end as quick as possible. Not spending a ton of time in our own zone, defending quickly, being hard on their top players, and they have a big goalie, so getting pucks and bodies and traffic to the net. In these tight playoff games, sometimes the goals aren't the prettiest. I know we had some nice shots last night, but just getting pucks to net when possible, and finishing our chances.
That's a good question, Todd. Perfect game. Robbie, what's your perfect game?
I would say the same thing. I think just sticking to our game plan. The coaches put a really good game plan in place for us every night, so just following that, and it doesn't really matter who we play as long as we stick to our what makes us successful. And like Grant said, let's go in north, making them defend, and just transitioning pucks and get shots on net.
6-0 end to 1. That'd be my perfect game. Just, yeah.
All right, I can't get this question wrong. For everyone, what are your plans for the rest of the day, and is there anything you really want to do that you haven't been able to do while you've been in St. Louis?
Ooh, Robbie, what do you got?
Just kind of lay low. I know we're gonna go back to the hotel, grab some lunch, and some guys might go for a little walk or kind of check out. We're right by Busch Stadium, so maybe take a walk down there, or take a walk by the river. But nothing really changes. It's just another day we get to rest and just prepare for tomorrow.
What are you up to, Grant?
Yeah, just grab some lunch, probably throw the Masters on, and just enjoy it.
Who are you rooting for?
Rory McIlroy. I hope he completes the Grand Slam.
Ooh, he had a tough ending yesterday.
Yeah.
New day, though, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, first,
It's
I
only Friday.
know you're not going up in the arch. What are you going to do today?
I'm not going to the arch. I'm lucky enough. My wife and daughters are here. Daughter is here, and so we'll spend some time together.
Cool. In the back, Jerry, and then Jimmy. Jerry Pearl.
Minnesota Hockey Connection. Hey, Grant, you played in the Minnesota State High School tournament, which is probably the best sports tournament in high school. Are your nerves and excitement the same here in the Frozen Four?
Yeah, I would say that's a good comparable. Growing up, you want to play in the Minnesota State High School tournament. My senior year, we were fortunate enough to be able to do that. And growing up, watching the Frozen Four always in April, it was a goal of ours, my brother and I, to be able to be on this stage one day. And to be here, that's a good comparable. The Minnesota State tournament to here. I think it was a good experience to go through that, to kind of know what to expect with the NHL rink, some of the NHL amenities. So it's, certainly cool to be here.
Another good question, Jerry. Nice job. Yes, excellent. Jimmy. They've all been good, by the way. I don't mean to be judging the questions up here.
Thank you. Jim Connolly from U.S. College Hockey Online. Pat, I know you haven't probably had a ton of time to pre-scout BU, but what do they show you? And are there any comps you can make? Is there a team that maybe you play in the NCAA, you played in non-conference play that looks similar?
Well, I pre-scouted the BU for years. They were called the Boston Bruins. And their style of play is exactly what Boston did, right? And certainly Coach Pandolfo's brought that style down, and somewhat unique to college. It's pretty popular in the NHL, but there's a lot of similarities there. And so we certainly have a good idea what they're trying to accomplish. We're going to try to be, we'll put points of emphasis on what we try to do every day without changing our style of play at all.
Okay. Matt, and then Connor.
Matt Wellens for the News Tribune. Robbie, we've talked a lot about Hampton, but tell us about his older brother. What kind of addition he's been to the Broncos and the impact that he's made on you guys this year?
Yeah, Grant's been awesome. He's a pro's pro. He leads every day through his actions. Does everything right. Last guy off the ice, every practice. So, he's earned everything he's got. Excited to see, the success that he has here at Western, and yeah.
Okay, Connor.
Connor Yerga, Detroit News. Pat, I'm curious if there was a moment this season where you knew this team could get to this moment, not think necessarily where it really crystallized that you could be in the Frozen Four on the doorstep of a national championship.
Honestly, uniquely, it was in a loss. to Boston College early in the season. And, we went out there, the number one team in the country at the time, some overwhelming forwards with Ryan Leonard and Perot, and we competed really well. Now, we lost a heartbreaking game that day, 40 seconds left to lose. But I knew at that point we could compete with anyone. And I think the belief in our players, even though we lost, and maybe I'm wrong, but I know the compete was there, and that we believed we could have won that game. And I think that gave us belief for the rest of the year.
Great. All right, we good? Yep. Got enough? All right, thanks. Good. Guys, thanks a lot. Best of luck. Have a great day.
Thank you.